Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is about 8:30 in the morning and I have been up since 5 a.m. I am getting the day going. My oldest got up at like 6, a little after 6, maybe close to 6:30. And my twins just woke up like 15 minutes ago. We're listening to Rafi. I'm about to hang some laundry. I got ready fairly quickly because my daughters slept in, so I was able to like zoom through the process. Anyways, the balloons. We celebrated my oldest turning 6 this past weekend, and it was just a really nice, like, cozy time. I feel like our weekend was so full. Even yesterday felt really full. Monday, Memorial Day. And yeah, I'm bouncing back, which always shocks me. But I figured I would take you guys along with me for our Tuesday today. We will be homeschooling and just general life stuff happening. Yesterday, we actually completed our first Beast Academy workbook in the level 1 series. So today we will be opening up our second book, which we're really excited about. And we also finished another highlights math workbook yesterday. So we are doing really well with our summer rhythm and everything that I'm supplementing with through, well, spring. But I feel like it's like summer break for us because we finished our curriculum that we do during the year. So I'm like saying it's summer break, but we school year round. But everything has just been like going so well. Not the prettiest setup, but we've got 10 caterpillars in my laundry room here where no one can grab them because we're not supposed to handle them, but really excited for our butterfly habitat this year. Yesterday was our second to last day of soccer, and because it was on Memorial Day, a lot of people didn't show up. It was like us and maybe 2 other kids, and I feel ready to be done with soccer. Honestly, it's been so fun, but it's just the time slot that we chose was because at the time we thought it was going to be like great to work with my husband's schedule, and it's just like so late in the day, and then it's like afterwards we have to rush and have dinner, come home, and sometimes it feels like on Mondays we're like, oh shoot, we have to go, we've got soccer today, but like we're in the middle of like other things. So it'll be nice to not have any obligations. Also, I was talking to another friend about this recently, a couple people actually. And it's so funny, like everyone's like, oh yeah, I sign my kids up for all these extracurriculars or sports, like for socialization and like to make friends and stuff. And it's so funny because it's just not a guarantee that you're going to make connections that go further than the soccer field, Like I was telling my friend how this is the second time we've done soccer with this company, and it's been great experience. But I've noticed both times it seems like other people are not there to make friends. Like it's just for like, okay, we're playing soccer, we're kind of learning how to play soccer, and like we're socializing, but like a lot of the parents, like everyone kind of keeps to themselves and there's not a whole lot of interacting, and it's like the social aspect of it is still like, okay, pay attention guys, what did coach say, and it's like it's just funny because you think that you're signing your kids up for these things with the same intentions as other people, but it's not always going to be that way. I mean, of course, but it's just funny because the kids are so young, and I don't know, it just makes me laugh because I think about how some people, you know, put such an emphasis on the socialization aspect of homeschoolers and stuff. And this is a prime example of, like, you can put your child into an atmosphere for them to socialize and, like, learn a sport and all of the things, but that doesn't really mean that anything deeper is going to come from it, you know? So I just think it's funny because, you know, it's not for a lack of trying, but, like, the other people play a part in it too, and you have no control over others. We are getting our school day started with a craft today, and this is the version of the craft that we did last year, and so we wanted to remake it again this year because we had so much fun doing this. And this is the one my son is working on this year. We went with a pink watering can. Such a fun craft. So cute. I love it. Thank you, sweetie. So we are starting our school day. We always usually start with handwriting and then work on some booster cards. But confession, we have been struggling to do our Bible study, and I think it's because my kids have been sleeping in. Normally, when my son was waking up a little bit earlier, he was up at the same time as me, and so we would start our morning having breakfast and doing Bible study. But I'm having a hard time figuring out where to put it in our day now because he's waking up later. So I'm thinking of trying to do our Bible study maybe during lunchtime. Because the reason we were doing it over breakfast is to break it up. The reason we were doing it over breakfast is to kind of break it up. I find that if I put it into our sit down time, like right now when we're working on our curriculum, you know, we're doing phonics, you know, language arts, math, it's too much. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do it moving forward, since the kids are sleeping later, because I don't want to move the time that we start school back, because we start around 9 every day, just because that is the time where everyone has woken up a little bit. We're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then we work up until lunchtime, or we'll finish before lunch. And it's like the perfect time of day for us, focus-wise, energy-wise. So yeah, that's just kind of what I am trying to figure out. So we're gonna give it a try today and see if doing it over lunch or even like dinner. I don't know. I fear that might be a little too late for us.
Wake and dishes and shoes and...
We just finished this today. I need to do a video on highlights because I feel like they are so overlooked. I grew up on highlights magazines, and it's like a full circle moment to be using their resources with my kids. It's got a lot of the hidden picture puzzles. It's got stories, which are great for discussions about big emotions, big feelings, how to correct them, or work through them. Then it has drawing prompts, and there's just a lot of like really sweet things in here. We finished our sit-down curriculum for the day. I just hung up some more laundry. I'm gonna go check on our garden because we have had some bizarre things happening this last week. So yesterday, something dug a huge hole in our garden. We just planted these plants last Tuesday or Wednesday, and we couldn't figure out what dug this hole. A few days before that, something ate our tomato plant. It just like sucked it down, either a mole or I don't know. I'm thinking it's a mole. I don't know that it would be a ground squirrel, but we've got all these kinds of critters here too. We do have a toad living in our garden in our sage bush. So I know that they burrow because he lives in a hole in there, but I don't think he is the one that, I don't think that the toad dug this huge hole though, because he already has like this little hole where he's been living in. And I really feel like a mole or something that ate the tomato plant dug this other massive hole. But my husband filled the hole back up and it looks like nothing else has been eaten. The hole isn't back. There's still some little holes on the side, but we've never had this issue with our garden in previous years. So we just need to like keep an eye on it, I guess. But it's just the strangest thing. It really bummed me out about, something eating our tomato plant like right after we planted it. But this is our garden. The hole was right there. Looks like nothing redug it. And there is a little hole right there. But the toad is living on the other side. There's a hole over there by this sage that he's living his best life in. I shared how it was my oldest 6th birthday over the weekend. My mom came into town and she helped me out so much because, I still have a hurt back. I hurt it right after Mother's Day. And I was really needing help resetting our downstairs. Our downstairs is like where we live during the summer because it's like 10 to 15 degrees cooler without having to run our AC because that gets so expensive, especially for how hot it gets here. So we've got bedrooms downstairs. We've got a family room downstairs, which is my original like homeschool room. So during the hot months, we're down there. We'll be doing school down there. And then during like the rest of the year, we're up here on the main floor. But she helped me purge a bunch of stuff down there, clean, do a deep clean, reorganize. So that's all ready to go, which is perfect because it's going to be like 95 on Friday. All year long, I'm using like the spare rooms downstairs to house things because I love my home, but it really has like no storage. And I know eventually the bedrooms down there will be for some of the kids. So I've just been like putting stuff in there, but I was able to purge a bunch of baby stuff that I've been holding on to. I don't believe we're done having kids, but for the time being, I just needed to get this stuff out. I've been holding on to it for so long. So I was able to give it to a neighbor that really needed it. She's due in July. And so it's kind of like perfect timing for all of this. It is about 11:40 in the morning. Kids had lunch. I had a chomp, which is not lunch. I'm going to have some fruit and stuff here in a moment. But I feel myself slowing down. Oh, excuse me. Even though I've had plenty of caffeine, so I don't know. I think we're going to do some sticks and critters stuff next. And my husband is on his way home. And then we are going to get outside for some nice outside time. Been really enjoying this spring weather. And I feel like it's been so nice too because my toddlers are this year like really enjoying playing outside and playing independently. We've been playing soccer together. We've been really enjoying playing soccer together and just like, it's like we turned a corner, when your kids are like really young, because last summer my daughters were not as into like doing all the things when we go outside. Now when we go outside, they do a better job at not wandering off. And then also like they're more engaged with like the water table and bubbles and all the balls and all the outside toys that we have. So it's like so much more fun this year.
How's your golden rock?
Oh, that's so pretty. It was a good kick. It went right through my leg. We're outside now playing soccer on the deck, but that pretty much concludes our day. Homeschooling with curriculum and hands-on activities. Ah! Bugs. And lots of bugs.